Welcome to day 2 of Grow Your Business and Beyond training. I'm really excited to see how you're going to get on with it. So Natalie and I cannot wait to have all this delivered to you and see how you react to it, because it's going to be amazing for you. So today is a rare day where there's going to be 2 separate trainings. So we haven't done that on any other day, but because we're covering social media for this one, we split it between the 2 of us. So Natalie will cover Instagram and using stories on Facebook and Instagram and how that can really work for your business. So she's going to do a really good training on that, and then I'm going to cover some of the others in this training here. It's quite a meaty topic, so we were trying to keep the trainings quite short, but we've split this into 2 so you can focus on one and then focus on the other, and we can both get a chance at delivering the things that we're really good at. Okay, so Facebook first for me. So for me, my Facebook group is my biggest income generator, I suppose is the right way to say it. So it's a real habit for me. I use my group every single day. I do a morning post for my customers, post a few times throughout the day. It's really important to try and make those posts really meaningful and attractive, and not just say, hey, look at this one where it's 61 quid. You know, it's got to be really inviting. People need a reason to stop scrolling through their phone when they see your image. So everything really needs to be really inviting. So real use images are a big deal. In life images, I mean. Flyers don't really attract a lot of attention, so I would always recommend staying away from flyers if you can. Real life images are definitely where it's at. And you can use Facebook to find so many images. So just as an example, if you were wanting to look for images of the new Glimmer and Glow warmer, okay, use this Facebook search bar and put Scentsy Glimmer and Glow, and you will find loads of images that people have posted publicly that you can have a look at and use. Just make sure it's not got another consultant's information on if you're going to take that image to use for yourself. We should really be personalising our images, but there are usually lots there that don't have personalisation on, so you'll be able to use those. So that's a really good way to find some images as well. But there's also lots of image groups around that will have bits and pieces in. But like I say, try and stay away from flyers if you can. So my Facebook group is a big deal, and I've worked really hard to get a really lovely community feel in there. So it isn't just me posting and talking to people all the time. I do some live sometimes. I'm starting to get better at putting my face in my group, so selfies with products, that kind of thing. And I've also done lots in the past to encourage my customers to be posting in there as well. So I have a good number of customers who are really good at that. So I try and encourage the people to show us their wax changes, show their warmers off, show their new orders. So at the morning I've recorded this, I've given out some surprise bags to people. They're all posting away in my group, showing off their goodies and that kind of thing, and how much they love them. So that generates excitement for me, for people to see that when I next do that, they might want some of that for themselves as well. So I encourage people to ask questions about stuff or recommendations about things if they want to, but generally it is people posting about the orders they've got, the wax changes they've got, and that kind of thing, which is great. If I, say for example, if I'm going away, like obviously at the point of recording this we are still mid-pandemic, but obviously under normal circumstances, then we might go away for a week and we might go near the coast, maybe the signal's a bit sketchy, so I might put in my group, look, I'm going away, I will have some stuff scheduled and post where I can, but I would really appreciate it if you guys could help me out. And they listen and they do help, and they will post a little bit more. They're all amazing. That can help you identify future potential recruits as well, people that would be really good to have on your team that you can start having conversations with. So my group is a really lovely community. It is amazing, and my customers are brilliant at it, but I've had to work at that. So I've done things like top contributor of the month. So you have settings in your Facebook group admin part where it will tell you who has been the most, like the top contributor for the past 28 days, I think it is. So at the end of the month you could have a look and see who your top contributor for that month has been, and you could just say whoever's top contributor for this month is going to get a special message from me. We can't say that there's going to be a prize publicly, so I always use special message, and my customers know what that means. So you could use something as a prize like a scent circle, or you could do a wax bar, or whatever it is you like really. I have sometimes done a flower that I've got on a half price, or with my free credit, that kind of thing. So whatever you think is going to be meaningful to your group. I started small, it was scent circles to begin with, but obviously at the moment, because of the volume of orders I have more credit and rewards that I need. So sometimes I'll just close an order, use all of those up for prize, get stuff ready for prizes, and then I've got a few bits in that I've got ready to give out. I've also done different things like tag and share, snap tag and share. So I've got stickers that go on the back of my wax bars and on my products. And I also got a little flyer that I put with orders saying, please take a picture, stick it on your profile and tag me in it. Put it in my group as well, tag me in it, show it off. And each entry, each time somebody posted with tagging me, they got an entry into a draw at the end of the month, again for a special prize. So I gave out fragrance flowers for those, which I'd got on half prices, but were a really, really big deal because I was giving those people that had never actually tried them. So they got one for free just for posting in my group and on their profile, which was amazing. But it also meant they fell in love with it. So I've had repeat orders from that. So that's been really, really good for my business. So that's pretty much my group in a nutshell, okay? So just make sure you're posting a variety of different things, making sure you're trying to post the things that you don't perhaps like yourself, because other people will, and it's so easy to avoid certain products and we don't even realise we're doing it. I watched a video from somebody the other day suggested laminating a product, you know, the product sheets that you get in the back of your catalogue and we can buy loose, laminating one of those and working your way through that and crossing each thing off as you post about it. So you do one a day, you make sure you're covering the whole range of the catalogue and not just the stuff that you really, really love yourself. Brilliant idea. So I also have a Facebook page, okay? So my Facebook page I use it in a bit of a different way, and I have to be honest, sometimes it slips and I need to get better at using it again. But my Facebook page is a place where I do have some customers on there, but it's not really a community. So a group you can have people posting in your group, everybody else can see it. When you have a page, it mostly is just you talking at people, it's you showing stuff to people. And it's very difficult for other people to post and it be visible. Okay, so if somebody posts, it kind of goes into a bit of a hidden section and there's not that community feel then where everybody else can comment on it and ask this and ask that. So my Facebook page I use in a different way and it's actually linked to my Instagram. Okay, so Natalie's obviously going to cover that, but if I post on my Instagram, it's linked to my Facebook page, so it goes onto my page as well. And the same with stories. If I use my stories on my Instagram, it's going to go into my stories on my Facebook page. But as I say, I do use it quite differently. So for me, it's about being able to appeal to people that aren't in my group yet, people who may not have heard about Scentsy before. I have the option on a page and on Instagram, but I tend to only pay for it on my page at the moment, where you can boost an advert, okay, or boost a post, and you can pay to do that, but you can target your audience. So if you're doing a recruitment post, for example, you can pay, it's a minimum of £1 a day. Obviously the more you pay, the more you reach, but you can set it to however you want, as long as it's £1 a day and for as long as you want. And you can then try and target with certain specifics. So you can target your age range, whether you want it to just be shown to females. You can target interests like candles, that kind of thing, mum, all those sorts of things, okay? There's lots and lots of different things you can target on there. So that can be really, really handy, being able to get a wider reach, okay? So my group is largely, I have got a lot of people outside of where I live in it, but obviously the majority are in the area I live in and the surrounding areas. So it gives me a chance to reach wider and be a bit more public with what I do. So I hope that makes sense. So I try and use it for things like showing my life, showing how Scentsy fits into my life. So you can do things like if I'm about to go to the post office and post some orders off or some happy mail off from my team, I can pop a little post up saying, just whiz into the post office on the way to pick the kids up from school, look at all this gorgeous post on its way to its new home. You know, it just kind of gives people an insight about how Scentsy will fit into your normal life and that it is doable and it is completely relaxed and normal. Okay, so I hope that makes sense really. I've had the Facebook page for a while. Like I say, I do sometimes let it slip. I'm not great at it. That's one of my habits I need to instill, is using my Instagram and my page more. But I'm really consistent with my group. I just need to work on the others a little bit more. But there is an app you can use to schedule posts for those, which is amazing. So you can schedule on a page, but you can't schedule on Instagram. But there's an app called Hootsuite. So it's called Hootsuite, and for free, you can have up to 3 accounts linked on there. So I've linked my Instagram and my page. I've also got my group on there. I don't very often have the same post in my group and on my page and on my Instagram. So I don't want the customers that I do have to be seeing the same thing all over. They're just going to get bored. But there might be the odd occasion, like a new release, where you do want it to go to all places. So you can schedule that in Hootsuite in advance and just tick which media you want it to go on and leave it to run itself, and it will schedule. So one of the things I need to work on is perhaps sitting down the night before and scheduling a couple of posts so that those things post for themselves the next day. And that's kind of the habit I need to get into. There are other things you can use. So for me, WhatsApp has been a really, really big deal. I was never on WhatsApp until a few months ago. Never used it. I just felt I didn't really need another something on my phone because my phone's very busy with my business and life, and I just didn't need something else to add into all of that mix on my phone. However, as you all know, we can't advertise personal offers publicly, so that needed to be done in private message. You can do it in a group private message if you want to, but it can't be public. So I used to have a group for my customers, a messenger group, a Facebook messenger group, and if I put something in there and somebody replied or somebody put a thumbs up and this and that, everybody's phones were pinging constantly. And it was, even if I put consistently, please don't put a thumbs up, don't react, if you want to take me up on this offer, or if you want to order on this next order day, please send me a personal message. People didn't listen, and it just went and went and went, and I'd quite often lose people from it. But then this amazing thing came about called the WhatsApp broadcast list, which somebody had obviously discovered and started to let people know about, and it was an absolute game changer. So I did join WhatsApp for that reason, and I now have a broadcast list. Now a broadcast list, if you don't know, is very different to a WhatsApp group. So a WhatsApp group would work in the same way as a messenger group if you will see everybody's replies. And I have to explain to people what it is so they know that it's different to that. So when you go into WhatsApp, when you've got your list of conversations, just above that there's a thing called broadcast list, and you just click on that and you can set your list up. So I ask all of my customers if they'd like to go on my broadcast list. It isn't a group, it is just a way for me to send one message out at once to everybody to let them know about order dates, let them know about any offers that I'm doing. So last night, for example, I did £10 mystery bags, so that went out and then people replied to me. When people reply, the message has gone out on an individual. So I've done one message that's gone out all at once, but they're sent out as individual messages. So people's replies will only come to me, and then I can have a meaningful conversation with just one person, which is great. So it has been an absolute game changer for me and a real step up. So that's something really, really worth considering for your businesses. They don't have to be customers. So you could put a post in your group saying, are you a member of my broadcast list? Do you know that if I ever do an offer, that's where I send it out? You really want to be part of my VIP list. You know, you can really make it sound attractive and outdo the people in there that might want to know about it. But for it to work, I usually get their phone number, I send them a message on WhatsApp to say, just added you to my broadcast list, but it will be hidden from you unless you please add me to your contacts and also reply to this message. And generally that means they then receive the next broadcast message. If none of that's taken place, you can send a broadcast message out, but when you go into the conversation with that person, you can see that it hasn't been read because they've not received it. So you can go through and check, but when your list gets quite big, it's quite difficult to do that for everybody. So I just send that standard message out at the start and that sorts it out. So I hope that's helpful. Definitely consider that if you haven't already. There are some other bits and pieces I'm not going to go into too much detail on, but they're things you can have a look at. So there's things like Snapchat that you can use. Pinterest is great for ideas. You could even have an account on there yourself to showcase your Scentsy on. You could do nice setups and displays with the Scentsy and stick those on there. And there's things like Typorama and WordSwag, so they're not necessarily social media, but they're brilliant apps for creating content for your social media. So you can use Pic Collage as well. There's quite a range. I use PicMonkey as well, but on the computer rather than my phone because the app isn't as good. It's easier to use on the computer. So they're all things that you can add on to your business and use quite regularly to to do slightly different things. And when we had SFR this year, so we're in 2020 at the moment, we've had a virtual SFR, Scentsy Family Reunion. Those are all posted on your workstations now, all the videos from there, and there are some about apps that can support your business and social media bits as well. So they are definitely worth going to check out because there is so much on there, so many different people talking about different things they've used. You can get a huge amount from there that will really support the business in the way, your business in the way that you want it to. Okay. So I hope that's really helpful. So Natalie's obviously covering the Instagram and the use of stories on Instagram and Facebook. But in terms of the task for today, what we really like you all to do is to go and explore a new platform that you've not done yet before, okay? And go and create your first post on there, and maybe show your sponsor, show them what you've done, show them, tell them that it's linked to this training. You know, go and create your first post on that new media, and also create some Instagram and Facebook stories. So go and, you know, there are different functions on there. So when you put a story up, you can add music. So for example, I had a huge order of fragrance flowers come this week, so I built a tower, a mountain out of it, did a video, and when I put it on my stories, I picked a song about flowers that I could play over the top. You can add sparkle, you can add bling, you can add stickers, you can do all sorts on there and make them really attractive, but also think about your branding and try and have a consistent way of using it. So we'd like you to go and do that as well. Okay, so that's today done for me. Natalie's to come, and then we will see you tomorrow. Bye.